So, level up wise, how do we level up? Let's hear a little bit about this.
So, like the Soul series, you're gonna find a actual coin that you're gonna be able to take or actually consume as you kill enemies. So they're not
I
called
eat
souls.
coins all the time.
Yeah, it's not Mario apparently. So if I could pronounce this right, it's Emerita, I believe, is how it's pronounced.
Okay.
And it's kind of like your souls, right? So as you're killing enemies, this currency drops, and that's the currency you use to level up, and also kind of get some extra like guidance with some of the summons and different things throughout the game, which I'll show you in just a second.
Okay.
But like Dark Souls, if you die, your kind of like wolf companion guardian and your samurai swords in the ground, and you have to pick that up to get your money back essentially. If you die again before you pick that up, it's gone for good. So
okay, just like Souls
series.
Now, serious question though, with the wolf soul companion, like, do we have to lasso it to catch it? Does it run from us?
No, like so when you're in the start screen and you click to start the game, that little like wolf and the sword, that's what like your essence or soul is, and that's what's laying on the ground, which is kind of cool. But there are some different like guardians and stuff that'll show you that apparently you can like put your sign to a different like section, which gives you an extra like power that you can actually unleash to do some more damage in the game, which is kind of cool.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just super awesome. So I'll show you that, and once you get out of this screen.
So, I'm sure you know more than anybody that we just picked up my favorite weapon of all the Souls games.
Yes, katanas for days.
Uchi katana,
so that
baby.
Right there, right in front of you, that is the shrine.
The hell is that?
See that little homie on top?
I don't remember that in Last Samurai.
I know. The story breaks off from the story. I'm just kidding. So those little guys actually give you like boosts within the game.
Okay.
And when you touch the shrine, you actually can choose like which one you want to kind of receive a blessing from.
Gotcha.
And they do different things. So the guy that's on there, I believe is the warrior blessing.
Okay.
And so it increases your armor drop rate. And the more of those little guys that you find, that percentage rate goes up higher. There's one called the Healer Blessing that increases your elixir drop rates, which is kind of like using one of the, health items from the Ernestus Flask in Dark Souls. But it's like just a health item that you can take to regain your health. So with using the Healer Blessing, you can find more of those elixir drops. There's a Hunter Blessing, which helps with ammunition drop rate. The Swordsman Blessing that helps with the weapon drop rate, and then the Oracle Blessing that helps with the amount of Amarita, I believe that's how it's pronounced, essentially the currency that drops from killing enemies.
Okay. So now level up wise,
obviously,
we have to come to this altar, obviously.
Yeah, so this is actually where you level up in the game. There's not just one shrine, there's multiple shrines as you progress, so kind of like Dark Souls, it's kind of like the, the bonfire, if you will.
Yep.
I haven't found if you can warp to each bonfire yet, or shrine. At least they don't have that in the beta.
Okay.
It might be something they open up in the main game, but currently it's kind of like your checkpoint as you go. So if you progress to the next shrine, you die, it'll take you to the second one, not all the way back to the beginning.
Sure.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. So, but at every shrine that you go to, it continues everything. So anything that you found, whether it be those little guys on top or leveling up or any of that stuff, you'll have all the same options. So click into the level up real quick, though.
Okay.
And so they're very reminiscent of Dark Souls.
Yes, it is. So body.
So, yep.
Go ahead. Tell me what each one does.
No. You're totally good. So funny. They're a little worded different than the kind of the Dark Souls series, but they really do kind of the same thing. So, body helps your life, and then resistance to poisons and paralysis.
Okay.
Yep. And then heart affects your. Sorry, go back.
I was just gonna say, so body would relate to, would it be vigor? I believe in Dark Souls.
Yeah, they kind of switched that between some of the Dark Souls, but yeah, vigor and vitality, one of the two. So, yeah. And then heart, which affects the key, so that is your stamina, but also your kind of like your regen of how much you get. So
Okay.
That one's kind of a little bit different than maybe the Soul series, but that's okay. It's kind of a cool aspect. Stamina actually goes to a little bit more of that vigor, so it's how much life you
Interesting.
get, but it
Okay.
also helps with like your how much weight you can carry on your person.
Interesting.
So I guess
So
heart would be more stamina in Dark Souls, and stamina in this game is more like your equip load and
which makes sense. I
tough game.
mean, I always just take random words and just swap them out for other words. Just
Why not? Why not? Yes. So strength, uh, obviously it's gonna up your attack power, but also the amount required to activate like special attributes for heavier weapons and armor and that kind of stuff, which
sure.
is good. Skill is like dexterity, so certain types of weapons like dual swords, guns, are affected with that.
Oh,
Whereas your strength
tenting.
build is more like axes and hammers.
Sorry, what? I
No, you're good.
I heard dual swords and I started tenting. I'm sorry.
I love it. Oh, it's so
So,
good.
so
And then
dexterity.
dexterity is going to be a little different.
hmm
Obviously, like a stat that we haven't really seen from the Soul series, but it determines the effect and capacity of your ninjutsu, which is kind of cool. So, like
Which
throwing
is,
stars, all that kind of
I was
stuff.
gonna say,
So, yeah.
obviously, is not in the Soul
Yes.
series. There's no
No, no.
ninjutsu. Okay.
Nope. But they do have magic in this game, so
Ah,
that is an attribute that you can kind of upgrade. Which, to be
for all
honest with
you
you, could
gay
be very
mages out
useful.
there.
With
Sorry, what?
depending on how. I'm not a mage player. I'm more of a strength build,
You're
as you know,
straight up strength
uh,
build.
which I love. But I could see the effectiveness of magic in this game. It is very difficult, and anything that's ranged would be super helpful.
Interesting.
So something to look forward to, or
Very
maybe even
cool.
building kind of like a mixed build. One thing I have
Sure.
noticed though, leveling up in this game is a lot more difficult. So like with Dark Souls, you can do like a run through an area and level up a couple times.
Sure.
Um, the jump from like level 1 to level 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, the money goes up dramatically. And so right now I'm level 10 and it takes 4,500 like coin essentially to level me up once.
Wow.
And it takes a little bit to get to that. So it's a bit brutal, man. Like
Man.
you
Wow.
definitely have to be a lot more careful in how you build your character in this.
Sure.
And I could definitely see as a new player
Not as
coming in as a
forgiving.
beginner, if you just start putting stuff randomly in stats, you could really kind of screw yourself over.
Sure. Sure.
I haven't seen anything that you can kind of take that back and rescrub or like retool your character. That may be in the full game, but it's definitely not in the beta. So
Sure.
something to look out for. And then Spirit is actually super, super useful. I haven't been upgrading this, and to be honest with you, it's because I didn't really realize it was something in the game until about like halfway through the beta.
Yeah.
So, but it's really cool. So you have kind of a gauge that builds up, and if you hit triangle and circle at the same time, it kind of unleashes this like guardian spirit. And like
Hmm.
for me, anyways, with how I have my guardian set, it like put my I play with axes, and it imbues it, like a really cool like demon axe, and it gets all like fiery, and your character gets all fiery, and
Oh,
you just
very
do an
cool.
obscene amount of damage,
Very
and
cool.
you can take a lot of hits. And so I know that spirit you can change over to different types like water type and some other things as the game progresses, which I actually haven't played with too much, but with using the fire guardian, that's kind of what you get. And so this would affect the power of that guardian and how much you can hit and do damage with. So something
Very
that's
cool.
super useful. So there's some really cool things to kind of dive in as far as the leveling goes. So that's that
Awesome.
piece.
Very cool. So we've got kind of gone through level up. So change
Yep.
guardian spirit. That's kind of what you were just talking about.
Yeah, yeah. So you can actually click into that. And so these are the three that you have offered to you. It does take money, I believe, to transfer that over to the next one. I think
Okay.
maybe not.
Let's see.
Might be able to just click right over to it. But anyways, it's they have separate guardians that you can do. So I mean, you may want to mess with one of the other ones to see kind of the effect on it, or if you just want to go with the fire, they're pretty cool.
So we have Kato, fire elemental. Legend has it that a she-wolf hit by a car in the first month of her pregnancy will give birth to a Kato. Okay, so these fire-eating hounds are said to cause the forest fires sparked by lightning strikes. harbingers of house fires and other misfortunes. So, kids,
Oh.
kids, when you play with matches in the house and it starts the fire, it wasn't really you. It was Kato. Just, just so your parents know.
Damn you, Kato!
Okay, so we have lemonade, or no, is Isonade. Isonade. So
Peaches and cream.
peaches and cream. So it's a water elemental pronounced Isohone. That was close.
Oh.
The name means the sea's caress. Ooh. Oh. Following the northern sea winds, Isonde. Am I saying that? Isonade. Isonade.
Deal.
Okay. Isonade. Where was I? Prowls just beneath the surface in search of prey. It uses its powerful tail to entangle and pull victims beneath the waves. By the time you feel the slightest breeze, it's already too late. You're screwed. Die. Believing it responsible for stirring up rough seas, local sailors make offerings to the Isonade in a prayer for calm sailing. Dude, I can't take that one seriously.
It's all good. So, you
So-
got your water type.
So we got
What's next? What's next?
we got Megalodon.
Yeah,
We've got a Megalodon. All right, Daiba Washi. Wind elemental, pronounced Daiba Washi. The name means horse killer hawk. So I've been through Montana a couple of times, guys. I'm serious. Watch out for these sumbitches. These things, they'll pick up a horse and just fly the hell out of there, and you're like, what just happened? So, horse killer hawks, guys, they're real. So called for a mysterious phenomenon in which the wind whips up and horses die suddenly. Just horses, nothing else. So, you're riding that horse, man, and it just plunges face first. You're like, oh, I hit a gopher hole. No, it was the Daiba Washi.
That's hilarious. In all seriousness, though, this is actually kind of a cool thing.
Okay.
It kind of leads itself into the possibility
Why,
of
do they have
kind
horses
of different
coming up?
elementals that are.
I'll kill their horses, man.
No, but you have stuff that's like maybe certain enemies are weak to water versus fire versus wind.
Sure.
Be able to switch on these on the fly and be more strategic with the type of enemies that you're fighting is really kind of cool. And it looks like that there's an area in there possibly for more. So it'd be kind of interesting to see as we progress
be
if
cool.
we get more guardians and how that works.
Yeah. So
It's a definitely cool feature. So this is something that is not within like the Dark Souls series. I mean, if anything, maybe you can relate it to like the weapon arts or special gauges within Dark Souls 3. But it is definitely a little bit more of a visual effect of what's going on, which is kind of cool.
Sure. So, the rest of it says, observers have described it as a whirlwind of glowing needles surrounding the hapless animal. Slashing the air in front of the horse with a sword will deflect it. On the other hand, some actually venerate the Daiba Washi, believing that these same characteristics can shield them from danger. So, Chad, you said you used the fire one, correct? The Kato?
I did, yes. Which you're more than welcome to. It's super cool. Does a ton of damage.
I don't know. So, just because of the name, I want to try Isonade.
Do it.
All right.
Get it.
So that's what we're going with.
That's amazing.
So summoning visitor.
Okay, so
This sounds like
Megalodon.
Megalodon. So we got us a Megalodon. Yes, I love it. He's so naughty. So we've got summon visitor, which I have a feeling implies co-op.
Yes, that does imply co-op, which is the
Ooh.
coolest thing ever,
Oh,
and
oh.
another
He's so naughty.
good mark for this game. Yeah, serious. So what I've read is there's two ways to do it, and there's kind of two actions, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of Bloodborne, if you ever played that. Which, what am I talking about? You should play that. The game is
If you
phenomenal.
haven't,
Super
you
good.
should play it.
Yeah, seriously, just stop watching this video
Go
and go
just
play it because it's phenomenal. No, I'm just kidding. Keep watching. This is awesome. So this will be the point of actually being summoned in as a helper. So you would go to the
very cool.
shrine and actually actually, you know what? I take that back. This one is to take help. So you click this for summon visitor. And then the other portion, you get these cups in the game, and if you use the cup, kind of like putting down a summon sign, and that would be,
I
someone actually
see.
coming into your game. So
Okay.
when I want to actually kind of try that co-op with you, maybe a little bit later in
Yes,
this,
yes,
which
that's
in the fact
definitely
that
something we're gonna do here coming up
that
in a
would
bit.
be fantastic. And I have a couple of the cups because I have played a good portion of this. I haven't beat it yet. I'm actually at the final boss of the beta, and it's hard. But I have enough materials that we can definitely get in with each other and play.
Awesome.
Keep in mind it is a beta, so obviously things are a little wonky. I've heard just through forums and stuff that I've been reading on this
Sure.
that people have had some troubles kind of matchmaking, but then some people are just as easy as pie. So
Sure.
obviously they're gotta A/B test this thing. It is just a beta.
Right.
But it's really cool that
That's
this
why
is a
we're here.
functionality in the game. And
Awesome.
obviously, me and you, play games together all the time. And if it's
Yes, we
co-op,
do.
it's definitely something me and you entertain. So
So, speaking of co-op, something that you and I do a lot in the Souls series, I feel like we should
yes,
take a brief second to describe to them our first co-op experience in a Souls game together.
yeah,
so, so
so dumb.
this was back in the days of Demon Souls. So, for
Yeah,
anybody not familiar with the Souls series, Demon Souls, which really has nothing to do with the Dark Souls series, it was the first Souls game that came out. And was kind of, Chad, wouldn't you agree, was kind of a sleeper. Nobody really knew about it.
Yeah, it was not marketed well. People didn't know about it, and even when the IGN ratings came out, it gave it like a 9.4 or 9.5, which was insane, and still no one really picked it up and bought it. It was just a sleeper hit.
Mm-hmm.
And the guys that got on board are obviously the people that are fans of the Soul series and have been for a long time. Obviously, that it really picked up a lot of steam once the Atlas name dropped. Sony got out of the picture on that one, and then Namco Bandai picked it up and started making Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
Although it was really cool when Bloodborne came out because Sony grabbed it again. Even though Atlas was not a part of that, it was nice to have Sony back in the picture, and they did a
Yeah.
phenomenal job. But back to Demon Souls, it was again, yeah, like you said, total sleeper hit. Honestly, there really was nothing wrong with that game. It was phenomenal
It was
and set the
amazing.
precedence and bar for these types of games and even all of the Soul series moving forward.
So, for those of you that remember Demon Souls, the first area where you actually start your first mission, your first area, there's a little hole, or I shouldn't say little. It was a good, decent sized
Pretty
hole.
big. It was a decent size hole.
It was pretty. There were beautiful lights coming out of it.
Yeah, little twinkly.
Yeah, it was like little sparkly things coming out of it. It looked dark down there, and so I told Chad.
Okay, I gotta preface this though. So like, and Danny's the same way. Like we are explorers, and one of the biggest reasons why I love the Dark Souls series because there's a lot of hidden gems,
A lot
and,
of
some really
hidden
cool
stuff,
items
yeah.
you can find if you push forward. A lot of side quests and storylines that go along with that. And so, I'm a big completionist. I platinum a lot of the games that I play, and it's just something about me, whether you call it OCD or whatever, but I just have to like turn every rock in every game. So it's like around the first corner in the first level, like it's not far at all.
Like literally around the
And
first
so,
corner.
yeah, and so there's like two enemies that come down, we kill them really quick, and we're contemplating, okay, like what's down there?
We
'cause
were
you're not really
literally
sure.
just standing there looking at this hole.
It was probably for a good like 5 or 10 minutes, and so like then we start getting that curious, like okay, I'm gonna do it, like let's go. And as you know in Demon Souls, like if you die it sucks because you have to like kill the boss to actually regain your souls, especially at that beginning level.
Yep.
And so then you're like life's half health and you're just like look undead and you just suck. And so I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. So Danny just texts me. He's like, come on, dude, do it. There's a good item down there right now.
Chad, just do it. He's like, no, screw you. I'm like, Chad, just do it. You're gonna fall down. You're gonna land on a ledge. Just do it. I'm pretty sure it was even one of those. Well, why don't you do it? I was like, I will be right behind you.
Yeah. So I jump in, and he did not. He stayed on the edge, and I went to my death. So the whole beginning area of Demon Souls, I was half undead, half health, and just sucked.
So that has set the precedent for all of our Souls experiences. I mean, it's kind of been one of those things where I'm like, hey, Chad, try this.
Which I normally do, so I guess I'm just that trusting guy, you know? It's good.
So, all right. So the last thing in here is make offering.
So
what is
this? Actually, is
do I get to
super useful.
Do I get to like bring young lasses to the altar and offer them up, or?
There's no sacrificial lambs. No. So essentially, what it is, it's how you break down your unwanted weapons and armor pieces for money.
Okay, gotcha.
Which is really cool. Yep, it's super useful. So as you're playing, because it's that Diablo style like loot system, you get a lot of items when you drop, when you either kill enemies or pick it up from chests, or just the shinies that are laying on the ground. And so the stuff adds up quick. Not that you can overload that piece, at least that I haven't yet. I have with like arrows and that kind of stuff where you meet like a max capacity, but it was kind of the same thing with Dark Souls where you can only carry like the 99 or whatever on you.
Sure.
So similar in essence in that regards, but as far as weapons and armor, I have a ton of it, and I haven't maxed out yet, so it's a place where you can go through, and the stuff you know you're never going to use again, you can break down and sell to kind of either get a little bit more money to level up, or do whatever you need to do.
Awesome. Well, cool.
Yep.
Well, let's back out of here, and let's get into the action.
Shiny!
So we got our first shiny, or second shiny, I should say. I got my katana. Small sword.
What'd you get? Oh, so good. Okay, so do you see that little... On the D-pad right now,
yes.
Those are the elixirs.
The
so
deer
if you
pellets.
press up right now, I wouldn't do that, but that's your that's your health. So if you want a quick take health, you just press up on the D-pad, and you can actually hotkey different items in there.
Okay.
Once you get more. So.
Awesome. Now, this is obviously the way we're supposed to go. The explorer in me really wants to come this way. Oh, look at that! Rewarded.
Oh, so good.
Breaking things. Oh. What? No! You son of a...
Yep. So, like Dark Souls,
I should have gone up the ladder
an
first.
Area where you can come back and actually, unlock that as a shortcut for next time to go back up and do it, which is really cool. So, like, this even is reminiscent of, Dark Souls 1. They had a lot of that where you would open up, areas and have to backtrack to open up, like, kind of quick shortcut keys. And I should just take that back. It's all Souls games have that in it, but also another feeling. But doesn't this feel a lot more like Soulsy now that you're out of the dojo and like more in the realm picking up shiny?
It really is, yeah. I mean, it's cool. You can run through the water here. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, you can die. So okay.
Obviously, you're right there. Right there.
Yep.
Chad, if you were in here right now, I would tell you to try and walk off the edge.
If there was some sort of glimmery, like, glittery item down there, I would do it. And there's boxes you can roll into and break.
Which just makes it feel like home. Guard L1 plus X is dodge.
Okay. Now comes your first encounter, Danny.
Oh, gosh.
I'm not even gonna guide you through this. I just say enjoy, sir.
Right. Whoa, enjoy. Hey, what's up, buddy? Oi, key.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you. Oh, dude, the head and the blood. Very nice, right? Good touches.
Isn't that great?
It's kind of weird that the head disappeared, but not the body.
the body.
Yeah.
Data.
So graphics wise, it is pretty. It's not quite as refined, I would say, as like Dark Souls 3, perhaps.
No, definitely not. But which makes sense, right? Like,
yeah.
because you look at it like a Demon Souls or Dark Souls 1, it kind of reminds me of that in a way. Where it just didn't have like the full budget behind it, and
Right.
I totally get it, right? Like this is in kind of like we said with Demon Souls, this game is like looking to me like a total sleeper hit.
Right.
It's something that is super fun to play. It's addicting as all get out. It's not the prettiest game in the world, but guys that are real gamers don't really care about all the,
Yep.
visuals and glam, and there's great games that are like that, but the core essence of what this is just an awesome fun game.
Yeah. No, so
And so I can see this not being picked up by a ton, but getting pretty good reviews.
well, what's funny is, I mean, even the start of the Souls series wasn't picked up by a lot of people. Demon Souls not played by a ton of people. And now, I mean, look at Dark Souls 3. Where it's all gotten. Yeah. It's ridiculous how many people.
Dark Phantom.
Wait, what?
Dark Phantom. This
so
is like a red summon sign, by the way.
Are you serious? Oh
so
my gosh.
It's not PvP. To what I know, I don't know if it's PvP as far as like player versus player right now. It almost looks like it might be something on that end, but if you summon that guy will come out and come wreck your face, which you should do it, because it's really awesome.
Oh, dude, I'm in. You say PvP. Oh, holy shit. He came out fast. Okay.
Yes, he
okay.
did.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you get punched.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Yes. Welcome.
Okay.
Right?
Wow.
It's a rude awakening.
Yeah, that.
Right?
After the first encounter I had with that guy, I felt pretty good. I didn't get touched.
Yeah.
But that guy, wow. Okay.
So now, which is really cool, right? So, from what I can gather just in the demo, is that all those samurai swords are actual players that have died by whatever enemies, probably the first guy or the second guy that you just summoned. And you actually can fight that character's, like, ghost, if you will, of their actual player stats. So each one of these will show, like, what armor pieces they're wearing, what level they are, all that stuff.
Oh, that is very
So
cool.
that's kind of your soul.
Megalodon! Okay, so we've got level 3 guys, level 5 guys, level 1. I'm feeling confident, Chad.
Try your hand. Try your hand at it.
I think I can take the level 1 guy. Ooh. Oh, dude, I couldn't move.
Yep.
I
So
couldn't
that's
move.
the stamina depletion. So if your stamina goes down past the red bar, it completely stuns you for like a good while, and it's super scary when that happens because you're just like mashing the roll button. You're like,
Yeah, I was.
Yep. So I go find your Megalodon.
All right, we'll kill this guy first.
Before you pick it up too, after you kill this guy. Uh-oh.
Maybe.
Nice call. Nice call.
Wow. All right, I'm
So
starting
you
to.
got his stamina down.
yeah,
so
I'm starting to.
He's stunned as well.
Starting to see kind of how that works.
So the interesting thing is, like, this really reminds me of Demon's Souls, man. Like, that first time you play it, you're trying to, like, figure out the mechanics of, like, enemy attack patterns and, like, what you can get away with and roll speeds, and which
Sure.
I love. Like, that is honestly one of the best parts about the Soul series.
Right.
Get it, dude? So, that upper left-hand corner, that little icon that you have now,
Yeah.
that's the actual meter of your Megalodon. So when
Okay.
that gets fully upgraded, that's when you can press circle and triangle and actually activate it. And you do, quite a bit of damage in the bar meter
Okay.
that's up while that's going on. If you notice, once you die, that meter will completely go away as far as the icon itself, and so it's completely like hollowed. And so any sort of things that you're killing, you're doing, it doesn't actually build that meter. You actually have to get your souls back or your
Sure.
essence back
Okay.
in order to be able to build that meter again.
Okay.
If you were to die that second time without picking it up, it kills the meter and takes away all your money. So it's kind of
Interesting.
brutal, but you don't have any health effects like you did in like Demon Souls or any of that stuff, to where it like chunks out your health if you die. So the
Sure.
only difference is you just lose your level up materials and your attack gauge.
Gotcha.
And then with that,
Oh,
there's another one
and
too.
there was that. I was hitting circle to roll. I was hitting circle to roll.
Dark Souls. I'm assuming they'll have possibly some different control schemes, just with it being Tecmo. They've done that with a few other games too, so
Yeah.
we may see that as an actual setup of the game, which would be kind of cool.
Okay. Feeling good about myself. Let's go back over here. Let's find my Megalodon.
Get it. And you got health now, so that's good.
Yep, we got health.
There you go.
Run into it.
And as you can see, it can get pretty deadly if you have a bunch of people running after you.
Right. Oh, so right there would have been a good time for me to attack when he was out of stamina.
Yeah, so that's another thing to notice. So when you attack them, like if you're locked on, there's kind of like a little circle on them that's kind of white.
Yeah, I saw that.
So when that turns to red, if you walk up to him and press triangle, you'll do a heavy combo on him.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. Shining!
Oop.
Dude, isn't it like completely Dark Souls?
This is
fantastic.
very much like Dark Souls.
It's so good.
Very much.
It's so good. So that little guy back there, that's one of the other homies that you can get to get some different status effects for your character, whether it be extra or increased weapon chances or armor chances, all that kind of stuff. So, yep. So the more you gather, the better. In this mission, there's 9 total.
Okay.
I did find them all. I caught them all, Danny.
Pokemon!
So I got a few that upped my increase rate to like 10%, which is kind of cool. So I actually got some pretty decent armor sets out of playing just by equipping that piece, or that little guy. So it was pretty fun.
Okay. So I feel like there's nothing in here. Am I correct?
Nope. You're correct, sir.
Okay.
That is one thing it's fairly obvious that I've seen so far. When you get into like a room like that, it's not like I haven't seen any hidden rooms or walls or doors or any of that stuff. Everything's pretty clear. If you can open it, it'll kind of glow. And obviously the shinies are pretty obvious. And then the chests are big chests. If they're closed, you just walk up to it and they'll give you the icon to actually open it up. So this is a good time to actually kind of get in and look at your equipment. So if you go to the third option, which I believe is your skills, actually, yeah, check this out too. So will be your weapons. You can equip 2 for each slot. You can have ranged weapons as well, and then kind of hotkey some usable items.
So I could throw in my wooden sword if I wanted.
If you'd like to, but to note that it does affect your stamina and your equip load level when it's equipped. So at this level where you're at, probably not smart to do it.
Don't equip.
Just because it'll make your rolling even worse.
Sure. Makes sense. So we've got some head armor. Oh, yes.
Do it.
Yes.
Do it.
Yes.
Tell me
Sake. That's amazing.
So kind of what I found that's nice on this. So if you press back on all this,
okay.
Press back again. Go one more over, So, oh, sorry. Go back to your options,
Mm-hmm.
and then go one more icon over to items.
Items. Okay.
Yep. And then you can go over to press R1 one more
Mm-hmm.
time. This will categorize all your weapons, categorize all your armor
Very
pieces,
cool.
and then any
Okay.
usable items. So you can, I use this as kind of a quick tool, because then you can go through and see what you do have equipped or you don't have equipped, and kind of
Sure.
see everything. And then it shows your stats on what's better, what's not, and it's very obvious on what items are, which is
Sure.
kind of cool.
That's awesome. Good
So
to
there you
know.
go, man. You guys getting a little more armored up, which is great.
Getting a little more armored up.
Yeah.
We're in some Japanese riot gear, 1600s riot
Yeah.
gear. You know,
Yeah.
we're about to show them that, you know, this white man is going to be the last one of their lineage. You know, I mean, that's ask Tom Cruise. It happened. He was there. Oh, hello. All right.
Yeah.
Very cool. I like.
Nice. Doing some quick work.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
those rolls seem very key. I like they've got people, you know, kind of hidden around the corner. That's cool.